All right, so I have we're just starting from the bottom. So like in the early planning stages, um, me and my friend, he plays Santa Claus during Christmas,
Okay.
and we decided that we should do a Christmas cruise.
That's awesome.
Oh, nice.
All right. So we're going to go through how to do a group cruise. All right. So we're logged right here into Carnival, Go CCL. And the best thing for you to do you already know which cruise sailing that you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're going to go to booking.
Okay.
And you'll go to under create booking, you'll go to group bookings.
Okay.
All right. And then in the from date field, which is the first one, you can just put the beginning sail date.
Okay.
And then it will automatically give you a range of up to 90 days. So you can lessen it in the to date field. All right. So for group type, so Carnival has different group types. So if you select down, you'll see they have open promotion, holiday sailings, or affinity group. Now, if you hover over that little green question mark, it's going to discuss holiday sailings with you. We'll close that drop. There we go. So when searching for a voyage that will include Christmas or New Year's, please select holiday as the group type, or all sailings may not be included in your search results. So if you want this cruise to actually fall on a holiday, like Christmas or New Year's, also you should think about the 4th of July. Sometimes those won't show up either. But specifically Christmas and New Year's to be specific for sure. You want to make sure you select holiday if it includes those.
Okay.
So it looks like since you want the sailing to be December 6th, you'll be fine. Some things that you want to note when booking: open promotion is just a random block of space that is not really for a specific type of client base. And you plan on maybe promoting it via either public advertising or newspaper, newsletter, radio, all that stuff. And this is actually normally the least successful type of cruise, and it's also the most expensive to promote because there's little or no guarantee of bookings. So affinity group is normally like a core group of prospects that kind of have like a bond or a relationship or goal. You can think of like teachers or travel agents, or just a group of that has a bond already, like a section of people apply themselves to something. So like you said, your friend, he plays Santa. So if you're planning on doing a whole Santa thing or a theme, and you kind of already have people that you're thinking of and you already want to market to, then that would be considered an affinity group.
Okay.
All right. So now for your ship. If you were searching for a cruise, I always suggest, if someone's searching for a group cruise, especially with Carnival, that you search for your group cruise outside of Go CCL, so that way you can see all of the cruises kind of lined up to each other. But if you already know what ship you want, then you can select the ship. If you want to search by destination, you can just search by destination. It's either one or the other.
I'm not really sure which ship it is, so I'll just do that one.
Okay. And then do you remember how many days it was?
It was 5. Yeah, 5 days.
Okay. So another thing to think about with group cruises, Carnival already kind of has like a thing. There's 3 payment dates, and we'll talk about that later. But the full deposit per person that they charge for groups is preset, and it's really easy. It's like 150, 250, 400. That's how I remember it. It's 4 different prices. So it's $100 per person for 2 to 3 day cruises. It's 150 per person for 4 and 5 day cruises. It's $250 per person for 6 to 9 days. And then it's $400 per person for 12 days plus, or if they're going to Alaska or Hawaii. So if you want to do a 5 day, then you already know that the deposit's going to be 150.
Okay.
All right. So do you know what port that you want it to depart from?
It's gonna be Miami.
Oh, okay. So good. That'll filter down the sailing. Now, the FunPoints amenities, you can put all sailings or you can just put FunPoints only. I highly suggest that you always put FunPoints only because you want to make sure that you're selecting a cruise that's going to give you your FunPoints.
Okay.
And the FunPoints, do you know what the FunPoints are already?
Somewhat, not really.
Okay, so FunPoints are awesome. Normally a cruise will start off with 4 points typically, and you're able to give your group cool little perks, like sending them chocolates to their room, like champagne and chocolates, or sending them a bottle of wine per cabin, or even having like a private cocktail party. But I'll go over the FunPoints thing. I have my little cheat sheet for the FunPoints.
All right. All right, cool.
All right, so now you can search. Okay, so we've got the Carnival Conquest and the Sunrise. So it must have been, well, the Conquest
It's a
is
conquest.
it was 3 days?
Yeah, that's it right there.
Perfect. All right, so you can go ahead and select that one. Actually, do me a favor and go back because I want to show you something. So you don't scroll to the bottom, hit the back on the bottom of the screen. If there are already other cruises booked for this cruise within our agency, then under the column that says groups booked in the center, it will have it'll say like the sailing. It'll say something. There'll be like a little button there. And if there's already a group, then you won't be able to book another one on the same trip.
Okay.
That's when you might have to reach out to someone and see if they're actually using it. So I just want you to note that.
Okay.
This is early enough, so you're good. So hit select again. Okay, so now this is where it gets fun. So the first thing you want to do is you want to give your group a name, and you're going to put that underneath your name. So you're going to name the group.
Okay.
All right. And then you can you can add a PIN number. I always suggest that you add a PIN, but you can go back and add it later. You don't need to add it now.
Okay.
And then over there where it says guests, it automatically is going to require that you have at least 2 people per cabin. And you can add, if you just click on the drop down, you can add 3 or 4 or 5 guests. But they call it like quad, quint, something. They do it. They call it that.
Okay.
And or it's like trips, quads, quints. You cannot hold a cabin with 3, 4, and 5 people on your group request. Like when you do this group request right now, you can't select 3, 4, or 5. So that's something that you need to remember. But you can add it where you want 3 people per person or 4 people per person if you have their full name and their full per person deposit later.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Like,
Yeah.
because when you do this initial booking, Carnival only is going to ask for $25 per room to be due within 60 days of you creating the booking. So if we block off 8 cabins, we would need to pay Carnival within 60 days, $200.
Okay.
And that would secure those 8 cabins.
All right.
It's not going to secure the rooms. It just secures the cabin rates.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So now we get to select how many rooms we want. If now I want you to scroll all the way down to the very bottom. So it'll let you know how many cabins maximum you are allowed to book for this cruise as a group. Okay. So you're at 32. I think that's probably only because this is a 3-day, excuse me, a 3-day sailing. And it's also on the Conquest, which is a smaller ship. Normally it would be about 50 cabins that you can book maximum.
Okay.
All right, so now we get to pick. We want to mix it up. You want to have my suggestion, and I am a Carnival connoisseur. I love Carnival. I'm in love with Carnival. So I know a lot about Carnival. So I suggest that you always book more interiors than anything else because they're the least expensive. So you can select some.
I've
Do you know how many cabins you want total?
not really.
Okay, so
What's a
something
good number to start at?
10. If you, it's kind of depending on how big the group, like how big the group of people you're trying to market to is. If it's a lot, I would start off at, I would say 20 and no more than 20.
20.
But you have to remember, in order to keep the booking, you have to pay $25 per person. So
Right.
in
Yeah.
my mind, it's $500 to reserve to keep the booking on to keep the cruise rate. So at 20, if you do 10, then you'll just have to make sure that you have $250 paid into Carnival in 60 days.
Okay. So
And
let's
remember,
do
how many do you want to do?
let's do 10.
Okay, so if you're gonna do 10, you can do 2 balconies. Because you want to space it out. So I would do 2 balconies, I would do 2 ocean views, and then I would do 6 interiors. You want to have mostly interiors.
Okay. Okay.
I would probably put all 6 of them on the 4F interior
Okay.
because it's a higher grade interior and it's a great price. It's $250. So
Okay.
you should be good. So let's see, go up and see how many cabins you have. You have 7. And then put 2 on the ocean view and make sure the 4F has 6 on it
Okay.
instead of 5.
There we
All
go.
right. Now you can just save and continue. Now it's just going to break down your deposit dates.
All right.
So It's just confirming you have 10 cabins that you're reserving. You've got 6 at the 250 rate, 2 ocean views at 275, and 2 balconies at 375. This is great. So go ahead and click the yes that you understand the marketing guidelines and terms and conditions, blah, blah, blah. And you can confirm your booking.
All right.
You're getting 4 FunPoints. And go click on, you see where it says staterooms and guidelines? Click on guidelines. Or, yeah, there we go. If you click on guidelines, this is going to break down your dates. So you need to have $500 paid by March 7th. Oh, yeah, that's right, because it's per person. So 2 people per cabin. So, yeah. So that's basically 20 people times 25. So it's
Right.
$500. I did my math wrong. I forgot about the fact that it's 2 people per cabin. So you have to have $500 by March 7th. And then you want to have your actual deposits by August 8th. The actual deposits are going to be what they consider your cabins are berthed, BERTH, which is meaning that your people will then they'll be able to have their cabin number, they'll be able to select their dining time, they'll get, it's an actual reserved room, and you'll have their name and date of birth. These are the things: name, date of birth, deposit. That is what is going to say this person has a room. That initial deposit is only holding the rate.
Okay.
So you're going to be reaching out and making sure you get people to pay $25, which is why Carnival does it this way, so that it's easy for you to be able to give your group time to make their payment for their full deposit, which is really awesome. So this is one of the perks of actually, marketing a group cruise. It's like, hey, you only have to pay $25 per person, and this will secure your rate. Your actual deposit isn't going to be due until August 8th. Your full payment will be due by September 22nd. Now, when you are marketing this, you're not going to tell them that their full deposit is due August 8th. You're going to tell them it's $25 per person to hold the rate for this deal, and your full deposit of $100 per person will be, I normally would do it like a couple months after the initial date. So like May or June.
Okay.
But in this instance, the cruise fare is so inexpensive that they're probably going to pay it off and get it paid in full much sooner.
Yeah.
So now things that you want to make sure you write down are your booking number, which is going to be at the top left corner. It has your group booking information. You're going to need that when you want to come back into Carnival and search. You are going to need your booking number. So you want to write that down.
Okay.
You also want to write down your due dates. You owe $500 by March 7th.
Right.
Now, what you can do is you can print a confirmation of this and save it to your desktop. So across from group booking in the center of the screen, it says print confirmation.
Oh, okay.
And then when you do that, you just want to save it as a PDF.
All right.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. So now you're good to go. It is so super easy. You're going to have until September 22nd, which is the date of the full deposit, to select your amenity points. So I'm going to share my screen real quick so I can explain the affinity points. And then I'll drop this link in the chat later too, so that everybody has it. So let me share my screen. All right, so let's zoom in. So these are your Carnival fun points, right? And this is, I love this, is my favorite part. You get to basically choose the amenities that you want to use for your group. Now I can go down this whole thing, blah, 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 but this is really the chart that you want to look at. So on a 3-day cruise or a 4-day cruise, it tells you how many staterooms are required in order for you to get your points. I always try to, that's why I always try to do like a 10 cabin minimum when you're holding. So if you get 4 points, you can do where, look, a bon voyage, sparkling cider and chocolates, that's only 1 point. You want to try to get as many 1 point things. Like you can do a shared cocktail party. That's a maximum of 50 staterooms, and that's just 1 point, which means that other people who are also in a group will be attending the cocktail party. And that's good as far as I'm concerned, because if you have a small group, then they're going to want to network and talk to other people anyway.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and that's only 1 point. So you could give them sparkling cider and chocolates for 1 point. You could give them a shared cocktail party for 1 point. And in that cocktail party, if you scroll down to the bottom, it's going to actually break down what they get. So like the shared party is 1 hour. And it includes 3 specialty cocktails at Carnival's discretion. So that's I love that. And then you can also, you can just pick from here to get your 4 points. You can also give them promotional things, like you can say an extra $20 off per person and use 2 points for that if you want to. Or you can use up your points by giving them onboard credit. You can also use your points to give them free upgrades. So let's say you wanted to use 2 points. You can give them a thing where they can upgrade to 1 category higher. With 2 points, you're getting a free room upgrade. And then with your remaining 2 points, send them some cider and chocolates, and then do a shared cocktail party. Like, you have options here. So you can also use your points to up your own commission. You can. And while you're in the booking process with Carnival, when you're booking your group cruise, something I didn't talk about while you were in there, so let me go in. Really quick. Is you can actually oh. All right, let's do 6 to 9. Oh, it's only 2 to 5. Orlando, FunPoints only. Oh. All right. Is you can increase the points if you want to. So look, see how it says go to booking right here? Someone already has this booked.
Okay.
All right, so I'm just gonna look at the Glory, I guess. All right, we'll do this one. Okay, so where is it? Oh, right here. See where it says FunPoints Flexi Price? See, look, I can click modify and I can add 10 points to it, right? And I can click calculate. The rates are going to change. So right now, the rates are like, let's see what the, I have $522. Let's put it back to 3. See how it's $4.94.
Mhm.
So you can modify how many fun points you want. It doesn't really increase the rate very much. So if you want, you can modify the fun points. And then say I have 10 fun points for this booking, and now they're paying a little bit more, right? Now I have 10 fun points to play with. So now I can give them some champagne and chocolates for 3 points. I can even get a group photo appointment at the spa thingy together, right? And you don't have to spend as many points for if you're on there for longer days. So
Okay.
now I can do a shared cocktail party. I can do a group photo. That's 3 points. I can send them carnival robes that they get to keep for 4 points. I'm at 7. I still got 3 points left. I can send a bottle of white wine, a bottle of red wine. I can go all out. They're going to love me. So you do have a lot of options. And, you know, I just love booking group cruises with Carnival. But
That's
that's
cool.
pretty much that. I'm going to stop this recording so I can edit it later. And then we can go over any questions you guys might have.